Today you'll see how 3 criminals react after a judge hands down their sentence. Ewan DeWitt and Julie Minogue dated and had a son together, but the relationship was not ideal. In 2019, DeWitt threw a playpen at Minogue while she was holding their child. Her head was bloodied from the incident, and she got a protective order against him. The order had a stipulation that allowed him to see his son. They would meet in public for safety reasons. DeWitt was consumed by obsession and couldn't move on from Minogue. At one point in November 2022, he sent her 200 texts in 2 days. He should have been arrested for violating the protective order, but the police didn't do their job, and he remained free. DeWitt's threatening messages allowed Minogue to obtain a restraining order against him on December 1, 2022. In her paperwork, she said, "I am scared for the safety of my children, and I am scared he's going to kill me." Days later, he did just that. Minogue's 17-year-old son heard screaming on the night of December 6, 2022. When he ran downstairs, he saw DeWitt attacking his mother with a long handle axe and saying, "You didn't believe me." The 17-year-old ran to his room, locked the door, and called 911. By the time authorities arrived at the home in Milford, Connecticut, 40-year-old Minogue was dead in a pool of blood, and DeWitt was gone. He was located in West Haven and arrested. He confessed to hopping in a lift with an axe on December 6th and going to Minogue's home, where he killed her. He was hit with charges of murder, criminal violation of a protective order, criminal violation of a restraining order, risk of injury, and reckless endangerment. His bond was set at $5 million. He was offered a deal to serve 45 years in late 2024, but turned it down. The prosecution wanted to spare Minogue's teenage son the pain of testifying, so they offered DeWitt a sweeter deal of 40 years, which he accepted. In March 2025, he pleaded guilty to murder and risk of injury to a child, as his and Minogue's young son was in the home at the time of the incident. DeWitt returned to court for an emotional sentencing hearing on May 22, 2025. Minogue's mother spoke of their loss.
He denied me and my family the right to see my daughter, even before her funeral, because he mutilated her. And we couldn't even see her or say goodbye to her. No mother should ever have to suffer the pain he inflicted on myself or my family.
DeWitt apologized to the Minogue family.
I want to say I'm sorry. I snapped.
Moments later, he showed his true colors when the prosecutor said something he didn't like.
Calculated, well thought out to the extent that we could Uber.
Watch your mouth.
The 45-year-old could be released in his 80s if he survives his sentence. Amina and Mohammed Mauri came to the U.S. from Yemen in the 1970s. The couple went on to have 8 children, including Bushra. As an adult, Bushra entered nursing and had a child. Although she grew up in the United States, she had visited Yemen several times, and in recent years, she had become increasingly disenchanted with what she saw, so she decided to take action. She founded a nonprofit organization in 2020 called Hand in Hand Yemen to provide food, tents, and other essential items to the Yemeni people. Everyone knew her as a selfless and loving person, but one evil man dimmed her bright light in the early hours of June 1, 2023. At around 2 a.m., a 32-year-old man was found shot, and he pointed the officers to a home on Scottdale Circle in Westland, Michigan, where police located Bushra, also shot. She was at the house visiting a coworker. Both Bushra and the male victim were transported to the hospital, where Bushra died, leaving behind a 12-year-old son. 6 days after the incident, authorities arrested 28-year-old Amir Patterson, also known as the Rouge Reaper. He was charged with first-degree murder, assault with intent to murder, and several other offenses. Patterson was previously accused of murder in 2016, but witnesses were scared to testify. He was offered a deal and pleaded guilty to manslaughter and a gun charge. He was sentenced to 4.5 to 15 years for manslaughter and 2 years for the gun charge. He was released on parole in December 2022. When Patterson went to court for the June 2023 case, a jury convicted him of second-degree murder and several other offenses. At his sentencing in October 2025, prosecutors said the shooting occurred because his girlfriend wasn't paying attention to him. They spoke of his violent history and asked for 75 to 100 years. Several members of the Bushra family also spoke.
We feel robbed. We feel violated. Our hearts ache so painfully for my sister.
Mercy to the guilty is a crime against the innocent.
Before the hearing ended, one of Bushra's brothers crossed the line and threw a water bottle.
Stupid ass. Listen, I ain't kill your sister.
The judge had the final word, and he didn't go light on Patterson.
And I am so sorry that there is so much evil in this world. Mr. Patterson, on count 1, homicide, murder in the second degree, you are going to be sentenced to 75 years to natural life.
Patterson will never be free again and will die in prison. Hannah Freeman was an Ohio 4th-grade teacher who looked to have a bright future, but her true character was revealed when a relationship didn't go as she had hoped. She was accused of stalking an ex-boyfriend. He claimed she showed up at his workplace nearly 36 times in 19 days. When the ex accused her of stealing backpacks with computers and his wallet from his vehicle, the police got involved. She was arrested in November 2024 and hit with felony charges of menacing by stalking, trespass, theft, and identity fraud. In June 2025, she agreed to a deal with prosecutors to plead guilty to misdemeanor charges of disorderly conduct, possessing criminal tools, and obstructing official business. She was expecting no jail time. When she went to court for sentencing in July, she spoke to the court.
I regret the incident. I definitely acted out of emotion, and I regret that decision that I made that night, and I will take steps necessary to move on from this incident, and we will not see you back here again.
After that, the judge handed down her sentence.
I am going to place you on 18 months of community control. You'll be ordered to have no contact with Mr. McKenzie, the victim. In this case, as a condition of community control, you are to wear a GPS device for the first 90 days. You'll be on house arrest with work release. You'll be ordered to undergo mental health counseling, particularly to establish healthy boundaries. And you will serve the first 7 days of this term of probation in our county jail.
Her lawyer tried to protest, but she was marched off to jail anyway.
Listen, hold on.
Like, comment, and subscribe.